and welcome to episode 110 of the Crazy Sock Lady podcast. My name is Kay, and this is my YouTube channel where I share about all of my knitting, crocheting, crafting adventures. Today is Wednesday, July 22nd, and I actually have a finished object to share with you today. And, of course, a work in progress. You can find me on Instagram and Ravelry as The Crazy Sock Lady, and we have a group for this podcast on Ravelry. That's where knit-alongs, giveaways, all of that fun stuff takes place. I will have links right down below this video in the description box where you can find everything. The show notes, all of it's going to be right there for you. In the Ravelry group right now, we do have 3 knit-alongs going on. The first one is coming to a close at the end of July, and this is our Rainbow Connection sock knit-along. And it's basically just knit a pair of the Rainbow Connection socks. That's one of my patterns that you can find on Ravelry and Etsy. Then we also have the Stash Busters 2020 Cal. This is a year-long knit-along that I am co-hosting with Julie from Twin Stitches Designs podcast. I will link a YouTube video down below where I go into more detail about that knit-along and all the ways that you can earn extra entries. And I will have the threads linked for all of the knit-alongs right down below as well. That one is basically just use your stash, but there are ways you can earn extra entries and just different fun ways to participate and inspire you to use up some of your stash. The last knit-along we have going on is Summer Sock Camp 2020. Loving this one so much. I just can't even tell you guys how much fun this summer has been because of Summer Sock Camp. Thank you all so much to everybody who's participating. It's so much fun to see some of you trying socks for the new time, or maybe trying just a new method of knitting socks, or trying a patterned sock for the first time. Everybody encouraging each other and helping each other. It's been such a fun experience for me. This one ends at the end of August. Part of the camp where I'm doing weekly lives and all of that ends at the end of this month, but the knit-along portion is going to continue on until the end of August. So you still have plenty of time to knit a pair of socks and get those entered into one of the cabins for the knit-along. Of course, links below to everywhere that you can find out more information about that one. If you are a maker or a pattern designer and you want to donate prizes to the podcast or one of the knit-alongs that are currently going on, just get in touch with me. I will have all of my contact information down below the video. We do have a pattern that came in. I will pop it right up here for you. This is donated to the Summer Sock Camp knit-along. It is the Spring Gnome Socks. It is not available for purchase yet, but I will have the Ravelry page linked down below. It is available for purchase August 1st. And she also has kits available, and I will link her shop down below. It's such a cute pair of colorwork socks. So thank you so much for donating that pattern to the Summer Sock Camp knit-along. Those are always so much fun to offer as prizes. Now let's chat about finished objects. I actually have one to share with you today. So I have finished my Summer Sock Camp socks. These are my July socks for the Desert Vista Dye Works knit-along, the year-long knit-along I'm participating in for her yarn. This is her Summer Sock Camp colorway. The pre-order for this has ended. It ended on July 15th. Goodness, it's such a pretty colorway. She dyed this yarn inspired by the Summer Sock Camp logo, the colors in that logo, and she did a perfect job at matching those colors. I love it so much. So for this pattern, I did the heel toe do-si-do sock pattern, and I knit these 2 at a time on US 1 2.25 millimeter 40-inch ChiaoGoo needles. 64 stitches is my cast on I usually always use, especially for me. There's the pattern on the front. I just love what this does with self-striping yarn. So pretty. So you can see I did a slip stitch, heel flap, gusset. I recorded a tutorial with these socks. A lot of the times with self-striping, I will do a afterthought heel, but I wanted to show how you can do the heel flap and heel turn while keeping your socks on that same needle, not having to put them on separate needles and knit that section. So I did show how I managed that in the tutorial. Everything's recorded for the tutorial. I just need to edit it. It should be up by the end of this month. That's the goal. So I'll probably get that finished. The editing and all of that next week is the plan. So keep an eye out for that. I think that's it for chatting about these socks. I love doing the heel toe do-si-do. It is a 2-row pattern repeat, super easy to memorize and read your knitting and be able to tell where you are within the pattern once you get going. And I only brought in one work in progress to share with you today because I finished those. Those were something that got a lot of work and I just finished them last night. So this is another thing that you guys have not seen in a little while that has gotten some work. This is in my Fringe Supply Co. town bag, I think. Can you guys hear the jet going over right now? It's pretty loud. I think this is the town bag by Fringe Supply, but they just went out of business, which is super sad. I went on to try to get another town bag because I love this size bag. I love the pockets. I love everything about it. And I have been meaning to order another one and I just never got around to it. And then I'm like, what? They're going out of business? I need to order one right now. And I went on and I was too late. All of them were gone. So total bummer that I did not get another one, but that's okay. I will cherish this one. So in here I have my Beekeeper cardigan. This is a pattern by Marie Green of Olive Knits. And I have gotten a lot of progress done. I can't remember where I was the last time I showed you guys, but the body is done. The ribbing is done on the bottom. It's curling on me, but that's okay. It'll be fine once it blocks out. It's strange because I'm not sure exactly why it's curling because none of my other ribbing that I've bound off is curling, just on the bottom. I think it probably has something to do with the patterning up there. Not sure, but that's okay. So I've got one front band done. I've got the neck band done. Tomorrow morning I will pick up for this other front band, do it, and then I will just have the sleeves to do. I still have not decided if I'm going to do full sleeves, 3/4, not sure. I'll decide once I get the first sleeve going and try it on and just kind of see what I think. But the yarn that I used for this is Utopia in the Garnet colorway. It's their BFF or something like that base. It'll be in my project page, has all of the information. But I love the little bee pattern. This yarn, the color is one that's very hard to get like an accurate, that's probably pretty accurate right there. But it always blows out when I try to get pictures of it or a video of it. So it's kind of one that's hard to do. But I'm loving this. So I will try it on for you guys so you can see what it looks like so far. I'm very, very pleased with the fit of it so far. I love the fit right through here. A lot of the times I feel like I have issues with the fit in this area, and this just is, the fit is perfect. Everything about it is just exactly how I wanted it to be. I did not want it to come around and close all the way, which it doesn't have buttonholes. It has the bands, but it doesn't button and close. So this is exactly how I wanted it to fit, just like this, to fit but be open and not close. I mean, I could once I get the other band done. If I get cold, you know, I can close it, and just hold it there. But I did not want super big and baggy. I wanted a pretty fitted cardigan. I'm very happy with it. Like I said, that is rolling, but I think once I block it, it'll be fine. So yeah, I am extremely happy with this. I definitely picked the proper size for me, I think, this time. You guys know that's something I've felt like I've struggled with a bit, and I do feel like I've finally figured it out. I've always just picked a size too big for what I actually need. So now I'm just, whatever I immediately think that's what I should do, I go down a size, and it seems to work because things are fitting properly now. But yeah, I'm just super pleased with this. I always feel like I have a lot of extra fabric right here, and with this one I definitely don't. Now it will grow a bit when I block it, but I don't think it's going to grow so much so that it's going to fit in properly. I think it'll be perfect after I block it. So this is the Beekeeper cardigan, and I am obsessed. I've been doing my 30 minutes of knitting every morning. A lot of the times I will end up doing 45 minutes to almost an hour, as long as I don't have anything like extremely pressing that I need to get done that morning. Then I'll just sit and knit until 8 o'clock rolls around and then come in here and get started on work. If it's a Monday through Friday anyways. I've been trying to only do work on Monday through Friday, and let me tell you, that's been amazing to give myself a little bit of a break, especially on Sundays. I don't do work on Sundays. Okay, yeah, look at this. So look at how that's rolling. Why? I know why. Probably because it's a 3x1 rib, you think? Because there's not a lot of purl stitches. The other ribbing is a 2x2. She has you do a 3x1 along the bottom. So that's probably why it's rolling. But it should block out, hopefully. Yeah, I didn't think about that. There's a lot more knit stitches on this ribbing. So that must be why it's rolling right there. But I have a ton of yarn left. Like, I still have the other front band and then the sleeves, but I have 2 skeins that I have not even touched. And I have this much. This is the one I'm working from right now, and there's still that much left. So I'm gonna have a lot of yarn left after I finish this. I don't know what I will do with it, but there's gonna be a good bit left. And I'm just gonna continue on with my 30 minutes plus every morning until it's done. So that's the only work in progress I brought in here. Like I said, those 2 have had a lot of work. I have been working on Lily's sweater still. I'm on the first sleeve, but I just feel like there's not a ton of progress to show on that one yet. And that's kind of it, really. So I did talk last week about how I've been wanting to cross stitch, and I asked for your guys' thoughts and opinions on if I should go get one out of the garage or if I should work on the little ones for the bathroom. I loved reading all of your messages and your reasonings behind why I should do one or the other. It was so great to read through all of those and get your guys' input on that. I did decide I was going to do the one that was in the garage, but when I went to find it, it was nowhere to be found. You've probably already heard this if you follow me on Instagram and watch the Instagram stories and all of that, but it was nowhere to be found. I am pretty sure. So after we moved here, not too long after, well, I don't know. It might have been a little while after we moved here, but we went through the garage, big time went through the garage, took a ton of stuff to donate it. And some of that was craft stuff that I no longer used. Ribbon, just things from years gone by that I, as a crafter, you know, we don't like to get rid of a lot of stuff. So stuff I had kept but was not using, and just I decided I didn't want to drag it around with our moves anymore, and I was just done with it. I hadn't used it, so it was time to pass it along to somebody who would use it. So a lot of stuff went to Goodwill. I think what happened to this cross stitch picture, I don't think it got lost in the move. It could have not even been here, and I could have not even seen it when we went through that stuff. But I'm pretty sure what happened is that tote, because there's a couple of things that I have been like, where is that when it comes to craft stuff? Like all of my DMC thread, just random things that I'm like, where did it go? So I think what happened, there's a tote in the garage, and Eric's like, this is the tote you were gonna keep. And I was like, oh, well, let me look in there. No. All of that stuff is stuff that should have been donated. I think what happened is the totes got put in the wrong spot. Whether I did it or Eric did it, I'm not sure who did it. It's been so long ago that we did that, but I think that is what happened. Those totes got put in the wrong spot. The one that was kept should have been donated. the one that was donated should have been kept. It's fine. Everything happens for a reason. Like, a lot of people said maybe you'll stumble upon it. I won't, because there's just nowhere it could be. Like, I've gotten rid of so much stuff. I definitely would not say that I'm like a minimalist by any means, but we have really minimized the amount of stuff that we have when it comes to like what we're storing in our garage. And our garage is really the only place we can store things. This house does not have a basement. There's an attic space, but there's nothing up there. There's not a lot of closet space. Like, this house just really does not have good storage at all. So there's nowhere it could be hiding at all. I've searched everywhere that it could be, and I really pared down all of my stuff that I was holding on to. So I know that it's gone. Anyways, that was kind of a long story about that, but with looking for it and searching for it, I remembered I did have a couple of totes underneath of our bed. So I thought, well, maybe it got stuck in there, but I don't think it did. So I went and pulled out the totes from under the bed. And I was like, how did I forget that I had this stuff? Like, I was so focused on, I want to do the cross stitch that my granny bought me the supplies for and gifted to me for my birthday, that I totally forgot that I have 2 unfinished cross stitches that she gave me. So that's what I've started on. I posted about it on Instagram, about the whole story of it. And I had asked in the Instagram stories if you guys wanted to see some of the items that I have of hers, because I have some unfinished, the 2 unfinished cross stitch, and then I have a lot of finished items that were all, she was actually going to put them into a quilt. I have other plans for them that I don't think I'll talk about that on, okay, I'll explain why in a minute. But she was gonna put them in a quilt, but I have other plans for them. But I asked if you guys wanted to see them on the podcast, but I think what I'm gonna do is just next week record just a separate little video of me chatting about the cross stitch pictures I have from her that are framed, unframed, unfinished, all of it. We will chat about it all. So I think that's what I'll do, because I know not everybody is probably interested in hearing those stories. So I think just a separate little video will be better than putting it in the podcast. And then if you're interested, you can watch and hear all about it. But what I was saying, I have different plans for the unframed items. She was gonna do a quilt. I have other plans, but I'm not gonna say what they are here or in the separate video, because just in case family watches, because the plans may have to do with them. So I don't want them to see what they are just yet. But anyways, that is the story with the cross stitch. I worked on the unfinished one a couple of times now. I'll probably start showing it in works in progress whenever I make a good chunk of progress on it. So you'll see it soon, hopefully. Maybe I'll get something that looks like I've done something on it. It's been kind of not really slow going, but I'm getting back into the rhythm of cross stitch, and just, I think it's always slow going when you pick up somebody else's project and then you're in turn working on it. It's been fun. It's been nice to feel connected to her. So that's been nice. I do not have any mail to show this week. I did finish shipping all of the Summer Sock Camp pre-order mugs. Those are all out the door as of today. The last ones are on the porch right now, waiting on the postman to pick them up on his rounds today. I am so thrilled to have those out, and I'm so thankful for each and every one of you for your support and your patience. I know those took a while to come in and then to get out, but there were quite a lot, and I'm just one person. So I did as many as I could every day, and they are all finally out the door. I did order some extras, so I'm gonna have a little bit extra to list, but what I'm doing is waiting until I receive a couple more items that'll be going into the Etsy shop, and then I'm going to list them all together. The Summer Sock Camp mugs with all of the new items that have come in. There'll be Scrappy Sunday mugs. As far as Crazy Sock Lady items, there'll be a coffee mug, a wine tumbler, a 28-ounce stainless steel tumbler, looking over there to see if I'm missing anything. Stitch markers for Crazy Sock Lady and for Scrappy Sunday. So there's gonna be so much fun stuff going into the shop soon. I actually set up a newsletter that I will link down below, like the signups for it. If you always miss posts on Instagram, or maybe you're not on Instagram, this is going to be a great place, a great way for you to stay in touch and know what's going on Crazy Sock Lady wise. I will use it for when new patterns are released, when I need test knitters, when there's a shop update for the merchandise items on Etsy. I will also be using it to announce special sales. If you're a newsletter subscriber, you will get a code each month that's good for like a flash sale. It'll only be good for like 24 hours. I haven't set everything for that yet, but I'm thinking it'll be good, like a 24-hour flash sale. You have a coupon code that you can use on patterns. So just lots of fun stuff like that. So head over and sign up for that if that's something you would be interested in. I think that's pretty much it for today. I'm checking my notes to make sure I did not forget anything. I don't really have a ton of chatter because there's just not a ton going on. We're not really going anywhere, doing anything, so not a ton of chatter. I've been watching When Calls the Heart. I was horribly behind. I have not watched season 6 or season 7. That's a show, I'm pretty sure it's on Hallmark. I watched it on Amazon. I buy the seasons on there, but it's just a good family show. Wyatt likes to watch it with me sometimes, so I really enjoy it. I've been catching up on that. I'm on season 7 now, and I've been reading the Twilight series still. I think I talked about that before, that I am rereading the Twilight series to get ready for the new book that comes out in August. I will not have them all read by the time that new book comes out, but that's okay. I'm just gonna read through them, and then when I'm done, I will get the new book and read it. I am on the second book. I'm on New Moon. I feel like it's a pretty long one. So I'm still on that one, and I'm Team Edward. So for me, New Moon kind of drug. I was like, okay, I like Jacob and all, but come on, let's get back to Edward here. So I'm making my way through that a little bit every day. But that is pretty much it for today. Thank you guys so much for joining me for episode 110, and I will see you all again soon. Until then, happy knitting. Bye.